Recently I had an experience, a very interesting experience, and it's the experience that I had many, many years ago. And sometimes if we are on the internet, we'll hear some blasphemy of a devotee, some criticism. And often these criticisms are just made up, or just one person's subjective opinion, or one person feels very hurt, or one person has certain expectation, or someone has left ISKCON and they're against ISKCON and its leaders, or they become Ritvik and they disagree that anyone should be guru except Prabhupada. And then so they'll say very bad things about a devotee. So one devotee was telling me that they were reading something and they knew it wasn't true, but they were still affected by it. And not only did it affect their opinion of the devotee that was being criticized, it started to affect their opinion of other devotees in the same position, other leaders or gurus, whatever, whoever was being criticized. So the moral of this story is, even if you listen to blasphemy and you don't believe it, and this devotee said, well, I knew it wasn't true, but I got affected by it. And it not only affected my relationship with this devotee who was being criticized, it started to affect my relationship with other leaders. And that just shows how toxic it is to allow ourselves to hear criticism, especially blasphemy. Criticism is really character assassination. It's different from complaining. If there's a problem and you're pointing out a problem and you're not assassinating the character of a person, then we could say in many cases, if not all, you're not really criticizing, because you're not criticizing the person. You're just explaining, this is what happened, and this is not good, and some devotees were ill affected by this, and this needs to be changed. It's not that you dislike the person, or you're trying to pull them down or push them down, but criticism is character assassination. And so it's very polluting for us to hear criticism of another devotee. And that's why Shastra says, not only should we not criticize, but we shouldn't listen to it, because it can be destructive to our creeper. So this, I just wanted to share this. This was my personal experience recently, but it was my personal experience in the early days of the movement. Very early on after Prabhupada left, several of the devotees who were acting as guru had difficulty, and it was quite a shock. I think initially there were two that had some difficulty. Unexpected. We never thought that these devotees would ever break any of the principles, but we found out that they were. And later on, several other devotees who were acting as gurus had difficulty. And it got to this certain point when I started to see that a lot of devotees were starting to doubt the character of their own spiritual master, thinking, well, I guess my spiritual master could be the next one, because it seems like maybe all of them are unqualified. And so although spiritual master A fell down and spiritual master B was fine, disciples of spiritual master B were starting to doubt him because of the fall down of spiritual master A. So it's a similar situation. If I lose faith in spiritual master A, who's not my spiritual master, I could lose faith in my own spiritual master, thinking, well, they're the same. And so if we meditate on the disqualification or the mistake of another, or we allow ourselves to hear, be it true or not true, the mistakes of another, especially a leader, then it begins to undermine our faith in leadership in general, undermine our faith in ISKCON. It could undermine our faith in why did Prabhupada allow his disciples to take these positions? They're not qualified. And then in that position, it's destructive, obviously, for our bhakti, because bhakti is based on faith. So to put it more succinctly, hearing criticism of a devotee is a faith destroyer, and hearing glorification of a devotee is a faith builder. And therefore, we always want to glorify and hear a glorification of a devotee. It inspires us. It's an amazing tonic for our Krishna consciousness. And blasphemy, hearing criticism is really a poison for a creeper. So don't underestimate the power of that poison. And if you hear blasphemy of a devotee, run away. Close your ears. Wash it out of your head. Just don't think about it, because it can be very, very destructive.